Out is Monster Radio BT 105.9. Broken Lovely, the band, is the singer of that. It's 6:18 on the Monster clock. This time check and song is brought to you by Hype Transport. You got the power of choice with Hype. This kind of defines a relationship. So you kind of know if you're for being together or you're better off just friends, just one kiss. But I don't know if people just go out and kissing and check, hey, you know what, can we kiss, so I know what kind of relationship we should have. But anyways, you guys, good evening, welcome to Around Town. My name is Carly Radaza, and of course here on Around Town every day we have different guests that's being offered to you. Around Town actually happens from 6 to 8 p.m. Mondays through Thursday. So it's our second day for this week. It's November 12th. Yes, it's November 12th and it is a Tuesday. So happy Tuesday to everybody. I don't know, today it's weirdly more traffic, right? I don't know. For me, I usually come here early, but tonight it was just weird. It's so different from usual. Anyways, you guys, I am joined by my special co-host, Mr. OJ Lopez of Brava Staff and VR Spaces. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Carly.
Good evening again. So OJ here will stay with us until Thursday. And so if you want to learn more about Brava Staff or VR Spaces, or try to ask questions about virtual reality and how it helps businesses or real estate businesses here in Cebu, you can definitely ask the question. We also have our special guest here. She is the owner of Eastern Hub Restaurant. We have Miss Jeremy Al-Najem. Oh, right. Al-Najem. And so Eastern Hub Restaurant can actually be found by the corner of Guadalajara Street. It's across Pan de Manila Bake Shop at Guadalupe, or in Guadalupe, Cebu City. And if you want to try to, have a taste of their cuisine, it's very delicious and very distinctly theirs. You can also give them a call, actually, 402-1396. So let's welcome Miss Jeremy Al-Najem. Hi, good evening to you.
Hello, Carly.
Hi, good evening, ma'am. Sorry, I would just have to ask you to speak nearer to the mic. Sorry. There. Thank you. Good evening again.
Good evening, Carly.
So
good
you
evening,
Hi. Good evening, OJ. And so,
Sir.
Miss Jeremy, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah.
How are you?
She said she was kind of like a little bit nervous earlier, but we're gonna try to make you more comfortable because we wish and hope that you'll enjoy your stay here in the Monster.
Thank you.
Yeah, the first time, actually, when I was interviewed like a couple months ago,
Yeah.
I was like nervous.
Yes.
And
So that's normal.
that's normal. And then as you would move on and talking about your business and things like that, of course, it would just go out naturally, especially hearing from you. You're very passionate about your business.
Yes, that's right. And so, of course, we're not gonna try to put you on the spot. Like for right now, we want to ask you to greet friends, families.
Hello to my Habibi. Thank you for listening. And to my family and friends, Josephine, Genevieve, Myla. And to all hubbers who are listening right now, good evening.
Good evening. And that's how you call your customers, hubbers.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Hubbers.
Right?
Nice.
Not everyone kind of put or coin their customers with something, but for you, it's the hubbers. I want to let it come from you. Where can they find Eastern Hub Restaurant again?
You will be able to find us at corner Guadalajara Street across Pan de Manila Bake Shop in Guadalupe, Cebu City.
That's right. And so, you guys, if you want to have a taste of Eastern Hub, we're giving away some amazing dishes, or some samples of your food.
Shawarma. Yes.
Yes, so they're giving away.
The authentic one is chicken shawarma and beef shawarma.
Yeah, so beef shawarma and chicken shawarma if you guys want to have them, because it's dinner time.
Right. Yeah.
OJ here is nag-crave.
Naglalaway na.
So if you guys want to grab them before we eat them, you can definitely give us a call, 0922-476-3661, and all you have to do is join the conversation and ask a question. But for right now, I'm going to give you a track from Louis Tomlinson. He used to be with One Direction, but right now he is on his own. This song is entitled We Made It by Louis Tomlinson, only here on Cebu's Hottest. Monster Radio, BT 105.9.
Uh,
No, I'll just say,
after the
Manila,
show.
diba?
You're open to what time?
10:30.
10:30, alright.
In Manila, di ba, there's a shawarma place that's really, really famous in Quezon City.
Persian something?
I'm not sure what it is, but palagi siyang puno. And then, like, it's always, like, a go-to place after gimikan.
Yeah,
next to
like when you're
Burger
drunk, you go there and then
Yeah.
you eat shawarma
Drunk.
with
Yes.
yeah, with the long grain rice.
Yes,
Tapos may
that's
butter.
it.
Right?
That's what's the biryani, right?
No, it was not biryani, but it was Arabic fried rice.
Right, but the long rice grains.
Now we are using the local one.
Yes, but is that what it's called? Like
Biryani.
biryani,
Yes.
right?
Biryani,
Yeah. So
yeah.
the thin ones, right? The
Yeah,
rice.
the long grains.
Yeah, long grain. So, but for them, because they are very adaptive of how we are as Filipinos, their rice is really to die for too, and it's a perfect blend or a perfect mix or a perfect pair, like the kebab and rice. At least for Filipinos, that's how we
Right,
eat it.
yeah.
For what do you call it? What do you call like people from UAE? Arabs.
Yes.
Arabs.
I just want to be careful baka matawag ko sa iba. So Arabs are used to eating it with bread.
Okay.
But for us, diba, rice
Rice
eater
talaga,
talaga
yeah.
tayo.
If you're in the Philippines, you always have to eat rice. And then
Yeah.
if you're gonna open like different cuisine, always has to be paired
Rice,
with rice,
yes.
whatever the ulam is. Basta
Yeah.
there's rice.
Yes, like McDonald's. McDonald's doesn't usually serve rice with their meals when you're in the U.S., but you know they're here and they just really want to make sure that they serve what we want. And so that's the same for Eastern Hub Restaurant. It is found in Guadalupe, and if you haven't been there, I think a great deal will make you go there. They are selling or giving away a promo that's buy two take one free.
Yes. It will run for
Alright.
the whole month, or probably we will be extending it.
All right. So I have a question, and let's just take us back on. Of course, obviously, we know that you are running a Eastern Hub, it's a restaurant right now. But more about you, Miss Jeremy. All right. So let's go deep and personal.
Wow. I like it that OJ's losing it up because parang siyang nag-loosen up because
Yeah.
yesterday he was more of like shocked, like there were a lot of people in
Right.
the booth, right? But
It
it's
was like-
okay because it was your first day too
Yeah, it was
yesterday.
my first day. So second day, tapos sabi ko, yeah, game on.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So yeah, take it away, Miss Jeremy, on talk about where you came from, and then do you always love food and how you came about of opening Eastern Hub.
Well, I was born and raised here in Cebu City, and like, yeah, I love food and I love cooking. And Eastern Hub, okay, we get it from what do you call this? From the Middle East, because I used to work in the Middle East, and my husband, okay, we wanted to settle down, and we were thinking of a business. So we were thinking about putting, like, I have tasted a lot of shawarmas here and there, and unfortunately couldn't find any like shawarma that is close to, you know,
The
authentic,
actual
the
taste.
actual one,
the
yeah,
authentic
because
ones.
that's what we were eating,
Yes.
you know, abroad. And yeah, so he wanted to settle down here, and before, you know, before putting up into a business, he asked me like, can we just try out some the shawarma out here? And then I asked him to just like, let's go shawarma hopping. So we go from one place to the other, and every time we had that bite, you know, like
It's just different. Yeah.
it's just so different. And he said, okay, let's
It's not
do
shawarma,
it.
it's giniling.
Right? That's what
It's
it
from
is.
your mouth. It's, so,
Yes.
it's from your mouth. I mean,
It's just
oh,
different. Yeah, it's very different from the ones that you eat there in UAE.
yeah,
And
exactly.
you mentioned that you were working abroad. What year did you first go abroad? Is it like as an OFW?
No, I was hired directly, like since 2008. I have to fly and do a visit visa, and then upon reaching, I worked directly in the hospital. I was working as a cashier in the hospital. Then I was promoted as a central cashier, and I managed like 13 probably staffs. And after that, like the salary there is not, you know, like good or something. So I went back home, and then my husband, got me back and started working for another company, which is recruitment.
Yeah.
So I was a recruitment consultant, and basically for schools. Like I was hiring teachers from all over the country. I mean, all over the world, like from the U.S.,
Yeah.
South Africa, Australia, Canada.
Oh
Anywhere.
wow.
Yeah, and they don't know that it's Filipino interviewing.
Yeah. Because your tone of voice, it's very Western, like the way you speak. And that's what I like about Cebuano folks. I think Cebuanos in general speak better English than any part of the Philippines. No offense. No offense.
Yeah.
Because OJ is from Manila, but
No, I grew up here. Like my wife is from Manila, and then when she came here, and then my high school barkada, diba? They're all Bisaya.
Yeah.
And then she was speaking Tagalog. Then my friend was like, "Can I just speak in English rather than speak
yes,
Tagalog?"
yes. And I think Cebuanos are more comfortable to speak the language, or I mean English that is. And I think that's why they didn't even recognize that you're a Filipino. But what was your course in college? I was just
I
curious.
was taking up finance, banking and finance.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Because you went through the route of recruitment because that's where.
No, I don't know. It's just like probably because I'm a kind of person who is like, even if I don't know, like I have to know things out.
Yeah, and you learn it quick.
Yeah. And it was just easy. Like I was handling from A to Z of the recruitment.
Yeah. Oh
And
wow.
it was my first time. I don't even have any backgrounds or something, but I used to like do search or something, research and everything. And also I studied master's degree, but I wasn't able to complete it because of the job.
And the masters were taken here.
Yes.
Oh, cool. And so, what year again did you first fly abroad?
2008.
And that has always been UAE.
Yeah.
And that's where you met your husband.
Yes.
What year did you meet?
2009.
Oh wow, the following year right away.
Yeah. And we get married 2011.
Oh, amazing.
Couple of years dating.
Right?
Yeah.
It's amazing to me how some people, complete strangers, diba? You were complete strangers, you met in one place, and then you're together for like 2 years or 3 years and then get married. Because, I don't know, for some, or is it the man's call or women's who like decide when you're gonna get married? Because mostly the one who's gonna ask the question is the guy, right? But for you, was he the one who asked the question, or you kind of like planned it together?
It was just like impromptu or something. Like, let's get married. Okay.
Oh wow!
Because I don't have anybody there, I don't have my
Yes.
family. He don't
Yeah.
have his family. I mean, he has his brother, but it's just like, okay, let's get married.
Is he also an Arab or a?
Yeah, he's Arab.
Oh, okay. So that's his hometown.
No,
Not yet.
no,
No.
it's not his. He was just there also for work.
Okay. So how about you, OJ? How long were you together with your girlfriend before she became your wife?
4 years.
Oh, cool. That's amazing.
Right. Right.
Naisip siya. Right.
Hindi, baka mali ako eh. Pag-uwi ko mamaya, 5 kaya.
Sabi mong 4. Sino yun? But yeah, so you eventually got in, well, first of all, you guys were working in UAE.
Yes.
Where in UAE? What country? Dubai or
No, we were in Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi? And then you were there for how long?
2008. 2015 maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And you mentioned that your husband is the chef, right?
Yeah, he's the master chef.
Okay. So back in UAE, was he also in the food
He
business?
used to
or-
be a chef, but he transferred into.
And you fell in love
banking.
when he cooked food for you?
I don't
Yung pala yun.
know yet that he was cooking, but
Okay.
yeah, when we were together, he used to cook for me.
Always the Arabic kind of food or Arab food.
Yeah,
And,
but
and
we're more on the bread, the
Yes.
typical Arab food
Yes.
or something.
and you fell in love with that type of food too.
Yeah, I like it. It's good.
Because you've lived there a long time, right? And so when you were there and then you were both working and all of that, what made you guys decide, now, you know what, let's go back to the Philippines, let's establish a business there? When did that happen? 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
Yeah, I think 3 years ago. 2015, I came back here first with my kids because they were studying. I mean, my son studied there, and it was just like it's not right, you know, working for somebody else's business, and then you work hard, and they're not giving you something that it's like worth that you're working for, and it's just so like we are not happy, both of us, and I told him I'd rather like settle, you know, in the Philippines because I have my like freedom to go here and there, and abroad kasi like para kang stuck ba, you are stuck in your
Right.
four walls,
yes.
yeah, and then
You
you
just have your 9 to 5. and
yeah,
then
you have your typical like
Right.
working hours, and then you go home, you cook, you do your thing,
Yeah, and it gets
you
boring.
sleep,
Yeah.
and then you
So
go
when you
back.
went
It's
back
like
here in the Philippines,
routine.
you already decided that you're gonna put up a restaurant business, or
No, we were planning, but still he was working there, and then suddenly he was like tired in here. I want to settle down and manage probably my business or something. So we decided, and then I asked him if you're ready to settle because it's different country,
Yeah.
different culture. But I don't have any problem with him because he's Christian. So I introduced him like this is the culture of the Filipinos. This is how we eat, you know, 5 times a day sometimes.
Yes.
So he got like
With a lot of extra snacks.
yeah.
so there's the idea 5 times
Yeah,
a day.
I already give him a lot of, you know,
Information about the
information,
Philippines, yeah.
and he got used to me also when we were in Abu Dhabi because like I used to eat rice and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
and we met him earlier, and he really clearly adapted the culture and how the Filipinos are, because he was even sharing to us, you know what, this is mainly used with bread, but then Filipinos, as you are, I know you love your rice, and so they incorporated that in the idea of, you know, using the food and cuisine they serve in UAE, and then incorporate the Philippine parang needs or what we are looking for usually in food. And so when you decided finally to, you know, settle here, it can be tough, right? Because being an employee, it gives you parang consistent amount of money every 15th, is it the same for UAE, like 15
No,
or 30?
they're giving salary once a month. It
Oh,
was really
cool.
hard. It was
Yeah.
really hard, you know, budgeting. You know, this
Right.
Yeah.
budgeting from one place, you have to, you know, send money from the Philippines
Yes.
and keep something for you. It was really hard, you know. Working
Yeah.
And
abroad is
that
not
has to
easy.
last for 30 days
Exactly.
for
And,
it will be replenished.
Yeah.
yeah, it was hard. Yes, it was hard.
Yeah.
Here, starting up a business, it was not
An easy thing to, right? And so if you guys are curious how they finally made their decision of opening up a restaurant and what kind of cuisine to serve, we're gonna come back with all of this information for you. But if you want to win yourselves your dinner for tonight, like shawarma, this beef or chicken, let us know if you want them. The number to text or call is 0922 476 3661. But for right now, I'm gonna play you 5 seconds of Summer's Teeth, only here on Cebu's Hottest, Monster Radio.
BT, what a fat point.
Only thing I know.
Of Around Town. My name is Carly Radaza. We're going to be here until 8 p.m. I am joined by my special co-host, featured co-host for the week, Mr. OJ Lopez of Reva Staff and VR Spaces. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Do you want to greet your family, friends?
Yeah, hi to my wife and my kids back home, and my mommy and daddy here, also here in Cebu.
Oh, they're here now.
Yeah,
They are really from Cebu.
Yeah, not really here,
Yeah.
because my mom is from Davao and then my dad is from Manila.
Yeah.
They were just assigned here,
Yeah.
so we don't have really relatives here in Cebu.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm homegrown.
Yes. And so he also made his family here in Cebu.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
you made a family here, but you also imported your wife from
Right, exactly.
Para import, yeah.
Yeah.
But hello to you, Miss Jennifer Lopez, the local version of Jen Lopez, which is the wife of OJ. Good evening to you and to Vito. And what's the name of your baby boy?
Trey. It's actually
Trey.
Oscar the Third. So
Yes,
Trey.
Trey. Yeah. Good evening to all of you guys. We're joined here by Miss Jeremy Alajem from Eastern Hop Restaurant. In our stretch of around town. My name is Carly Radaza. We're gonna be here until 8 p.m. I am joined by my special co-host, featured co-host for the week, Mr. OJ Lopez of Reva Staff and VR Spaces. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Do you want to greet your family, friends?
Yeah, hi to my wife and my kids back home, and my mommy and daddy here, also here in Cebu.
Oh, they're here now. They are really from Cebu.
Yeah, not really here,
Yeah.
because my mom is from Davao and then my dad is from Manila.
Yeah.
They were just assigned here,
Yeah.
so we don't have really relatives here in Cebu.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm homegrown.
Yes. And so he also made his family here in Cebu.
Right.
You made a family here but you also imported your wife from
Right, exactly.
Para import, yeah.
Yeah.
But hello to you, Miss Jennifer Lopez, the local version of Jen Lopez, which is the wife of OJ. Good evening to you and to Vito. And what's the name of your baby boy?
Trey. It's actually
Trey.
Oscar the Third. So
Yes,
Trey.
Trey. Yeah. Good evening to all of you guys. We're joined here by Miss Jeremy Alajem from Eastern Hop Restaurant. This restaurant can be found at the corner of Guadalajara Street across Panda Manila, Big Shop, Guadalupe, Cebu City. And their number is 402-1396. So hi, good evening again, Miss Jeremy.
Good evening.
How are you doing so far?
Good.
We're on the second hour, ma'am. So I hope we were able to remove somehow those first time jitters of
First
yours.
time jitters. So
Right.
before we took a break, we actually asked you about how was it from your transition from being OFW, right, and being employed to taking that mental leap
Okay.
to being going to business, especially a very competitive food business.
Yeah.
It was not easy. Like from like working abroad, I have to settle here, of course, with my kids because they were young at that time. When I settled like 2015,
Yeah.
and I had to stay like for like probably 6 months to a year to take care of them. And while at home, I was actually like, we were planning on getting into a business or something while my husband's away. I mean, while he was abroad. So I decided to get an e-commerce. So I had ticketing, loading,
Yeah.
bills payment. I had that for like since 2015. So I had to start doing business on my own since 2015 and try to save some money. Okay, and then my husband, like, he was like, as I told you earlier, that I'm so tired and I can't bear it here anymore. So what about doing a business? Like, there's a lot of planning and what type of business we were going to put up. And first it was like a water filling station.
Yeah.
So it was not like food
No,
business right away.
No,
You
it
were
was not. Like,
keeping your options open.
first we put up like the e-commerce business, which is standing until now.
Oh, you still have
And-
that?
Yeah, I still have it. And then we were going here and there once he come home for vacation. Like, what else? Think of something. Think
Yeah.
of something.
Yeah.
And then I said okay. And then he wanted to put up the water filling station. And then I told him, like, there's a lot of competitors and most of them they're selling like at 15 or 20. And how can we beat those competition?
And those
Yeah.
prices are so
And
low.
the
And the
equipments
margins are so low.
are so costly, so then we settle again and discuss, like, everything. It was just like discussion between what kind of business we're going to put up.
Yeah.
Okay, we have enough savings and blah. So I told him, how about, I mean, you are a chef, I mean, way back there, and how about let's bring the shawarma here in Cebu, the authentic one, because I've not find any authentic here in Cebu. So he said okay. So I told him, before doing that, okay, before you make the decision, okay, let's do some shawarma hopping. So I bring him from one place to the other, and then every time he just get a bite, or even just the staff are putting up their
Yeah.
the breads and the and the meat and all those vegetables, and he was like, what?
I can just imagine na parang, oh my God, that's not how you do it.
No, because,
right?
I mean, like, shawarma, the authentic one doesn't have any veggies at all. I mean, if there is, if it's let's say if you're talking about cucumber, it's not a fresh cucumber, but it's a pickled one.
Yeah.
So then he said, no, that should not be the way. And then we were fighting like,
Yeah.
how these people are selling shawarma and they name it shawarma. When in fact, it's not.
not,
I told
yeah.
them, I mean, this is how they do it. That's why I wanted you to taste it. And then to the other and
I'm gonna do
there's
the
this
taste
a
test.
lot of
Yeah. Go
there's,
ahead.
there's a lot of like cabbage and all that. Oh, it's not cabbage.
Yes.
It should be parsley and
Right.
He
And
was
it's so-
telling.
And I think, even for me, I get frustrated with having to be served shawarma na parang puro gulay. And then
Yeah.
you're trying to look for the meat,
Yeah.
and then you're almost
how
done
it
with it.
should be.
Yeah, right?
It's how
But
it should
we
be.
want OJ to try it. So you're
Yeah.
trying the beef one or the chicken?
What is this? Beef. Oh!
Sorry, it fell. It's still alive.
Wala
No.
pa 5 seconds.
No, so wala pang 5 seconds. It's okay. You know what? We want to try it live on air because you guys are welcome to have them too. All you have to do is ask a question, and then you can
I'm
win
gonna
it.
show it on my social media.
Wow. I think that's chicken.
Show it what's
Chicken.
inside. I mean,
Chicken.
show me. I know this is the beef shawarma.
Okay, cool.
What's inside the beef shawarma actually is the beef shawarma. Shawarma actually is the process of the meat.
Yeah.
So that's the beef, and then what's inside is you have the parsley, not the cabbage. Okay, parsley and onion mixture,
Yeah.
and fries inside,
Oh.
and a different sauce. We are using the tahini sauce.
Yeah.
So here, kasi they are using I think one sauce for all,
Yeah.
where in fact it should be different.
Yes.
No offense to any.
Yeah. I mean, we're not trying to
store
offend
or
anyone.
something, but
Yeah.
we're just trying to bring to Cebu the most authentic one. I mean, we've stayed in Arab
Yeah.
countries, and we've tasted, and we can say that it's authentic because the chef in himself is an Arab.
Yeah.
So for sure you can say something that it's authentic. Let's say Filipino cuisine. So you cannot.
Cooked by someone else, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what's inside the beef shawarma. The chicken shawarma, it's like the chicken shawarma itself, and then there is pickle. So instead of cucumber, it's pickled cucumber.
Mm-hmm.
There's
And
already
then the
sauce in
fries.
this.
There's tahini sauce.
Yeah, because when you eat shawarma, right, parang padamihan ng sauce.
No,
Yeah.
it should
That's
not be.
just
Basa na siya,
no,
basa.
basa na siya.
Yeah.
And then like, it's the sauce is the one that would
Dripping.
that
and
dripping and
overpowering in taste.
Yeah, overpowering. That's actually what the people would want. But now tasting this one, like
Oh, that
You
was
can
a
really-
speechless.
you can
That's,
really
that's
just like
just how good it
real
is.
real beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can real beef and
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. And I didn't even know shawarma was like the way you process or cook the meat.
Yeah, it's a long process actually.
But, and it, are you, because for me, para siyang walang nilatan, let's say for example for Filipinos, when you say nilaga or nilatan, it's the process of how the meal or the food should be cooked. Like there's a process that you follow, right? For shawarma, how long do you have to cook the meat? Is it like
It's
long?
not about the cooking that takes long, but it's the process,
yeah.
like the marination, the like from cleaning it to make it like it's not smelly, like
Yes.
beef is smelly, and
Right.
the chicken also there's a smell in it. So we have the process to remove all the that smell.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things going on, and then marination, it's like probably a lot. I don't know because
Like,
I'm
for
not
example,
the one
like-
preparing it, but
Yeah.
I know because my husband like prepare it, the shawarma itself. It took him like just 4 hours or something.
Oh, wow.
And then marination takes probably until the next day before you can cook it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of long. So
Long,
you can
right?
have those, it's properly marinated, and
Yeah.
all the flavors will be in the shawarma itself.
And it's so evident with their shawarma because you won't be able to kind of like, invento the taste.
No.
It has to follow a certain process for you to achieve the type or kind of taste you're looking for from an authentic kind of shawarma. So let's try to ask OJ here. So you've finished some
Yeah.
of your shawarma. How do you feel about it?
One half of it. And how much does this?
The beef shawarma is 89.
89 is like
Wow.
two, parang dalawa.
Yeah, it's enough for two actually.
Right,
If
right,
you're
right.
not that eater, if your stomach is not that much,
Yeah.
looking for a big meal.
One
or
is enough for
something.
me.
Wow.
Lagi-
Parang
I would
you
order
know,
two
as
eh.
heavy- heavy, you can have it like it's
Yes.
for dinner or something.
And you know how
Yes.
people are having promo na buy one take one shawarma, but this one, you buy one, you kind of like always get two because the serving of their shawarma is good for two. Like OJ usually will get order two, but then for this one half pa lang of one order makes him feeling so full. How about the taste? How do you like it?
Yeah, it's different from the local ones. As I've said earlier, like the local ones are very heavily dependent on their sauce. But this one, you would be able to actually taste the beef and the onions, and it's very surprising. There's fries inside,
Yes.
right? Yeah, it's like it was a pleasant surprise. Wait, my fries.
Yeah.
Like, diba, usually if we're gonna eat burger, that was my fries on the side.
Yes.
But this one is all in one, tucked in
Yes.
one. Like, okay, it's a
It's
full
actually a
meal.
complete meal.
Right,
Like
it's a
you have
full
the
meal.
carbs, you have the protein,
Vegetables,
and then
yeah.
you have the vegetables.
And I like it because we wanna try to share this experience to all of you that's tuning in. All you have to do is text in 0922 476 3661. We are giving away 3 shawarmas tonight, and all you have to do is try it to fall in love with their food. And if you are not, if we only have 3, but if you want more, you can visit them again. Eastern Hub Restaurant is found at the corner of Guadalajara Street, across Pan de Manila Bake Shop in Guadalupe, Cebu City, and their number is 402-1396. And they might actually be there on the nest
Oh, nice.
at Escario, but it's not. We will give you all the list of actually the tenants that will be there at the nest at Escario Access Entertainment Avenue, and that is in Vivo Place along Escario. So if you want to learn more about that event, you can also check the page. I am Carly Redaza for now, but we have already created an event for you, so you can try to check it out. But yeah, you guys were giving away shawarmas tonight. When I come back from this break, I'm gonna read to you some of the winners that we already have that texted a question. But for right now, we're gonna check the time. It's 7:15 on the Monster Clock, and this time check is brought to you by Caltex. Enjoy the journey. Listen to this for more information.
Times na narinig mo yung
Yeah,
That means
it's alive.
it's alive.
You know what? Earlier, it's so funny conversation. We were saying like, what's that, like the one that can kill you? What you don't know can kill you, something like that. But then we were talking about like things of like sa creation. So obviously you have to be making love to have a child, right? So most of us are the kids that we have, at least in the Philippines. It's not, we don't share those kind of information. It's not even in school, right?
Private, yeah.
So literally, what you don't know about that thing cannot kill. It can actually create a life.
Ignorance is bliss.
And it's not bliss really, because when you finally realize, you know what, oh my gosh, you're pregnant or whatever, it's a big responsibility, right? And it's not bliss at all. And so I think it's also very important to kind of like make the kids that we have nowadays to kind of understand what really are the responsibilities of parents, or having relationships and responsibilities of being in a relationship, because sometimes they feel like, no, it's not gonna happen, we're not gonna get pregnant or whatever, but then it happens, and then they can turn back time and say, you know what, let's not do this and whatever. And I think education really needs to be put out there, awareness about these things, and it should not be taken as if it's a bad thing, because obviously it's gonna be more bad if they're forced to be parents and they're like 17, right? Yeah, but anyways, that was Selena Gomez with Lose You to Love Me. And so we're back here on the show. It's 7:23 on the Monster Clock. And we're still joined here by our featured co-host for the week, Mr. OJ Lopez of Brava Staff and VR Spaces, and as well as Miss Jeremy Alanajam of Eastern Hub Restaurant. And again, it's found at the corner of Guadalajara Street, across Pan de Manila Bake Shop. If you haven't been there, you can give them a call too, 402-1396. It's open daily from 12 noon to 10:30 p.m. Also, you want to check out Eastern Hub Restaurant. It's at stall number 3, Yellow Cube Food Hub. It's at number 2 Wilson Street, Wilson Place, La Hogue, Cebu City. And so if you guys want to check them out, they have 2 locations for the moment, and they actually open, or the ones in Yellow Cube is open until Sunday. That's Tuesdays to Sundays, and that's 5 p.m. to 12 a.m. But for the one in Guadalupe, it's open daily. That's Mondays through Sundays.
Yes.
Oh wow, 12 noon to 10:30 p.m. And so you guys, if you have any questions, you're gonna be able to grab yourself this amazing shawarma that we have right here. The first winner is Skylark. Hi, good evening to you, Skylark. So she asks, where are your stores located? Parang sinabi ko na. I'm gonna find you and be a loyal customer.
Thank you.
God bless you and thank you. So yeah, Skylark's question is where the stores are located. We just mentioned it. It's at Guadalajara and at Yellow Cube Food Hub. So congratulations, Skylark. You must get though your shawarma tonight, right? So for best experience of this food, you want to share it because it's freshly cooked for you. All you have to do is go to the Monster, come here to the Monster and grab your shawarma. So if you want to be like Skylark and win shawarmas, all you have to do is ask a question, 0922-476-3661. So we're back here on the show. I'm joined by OJ. Hi, good evening again.
Hey, Carly. And to our listeners.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so we were talking to Miss Jeremy over here, and she talked about how from being employed, they transitioned to having the business here, and finally understanding really what genuine shawarma is supposed to be. So you brought your husband to different shawarma places for him to know this is what we offer here in the Philippines. Like the shawarma we know may not be the shawarma that needs to be known, like the actual thing, right? So there is one place though that you found here that may be similar to what the taste you're looking for. But for you, the offerings of shawarmas you have is very generous. I should say
very generous at the same time.
very
again,
cost
it's
effective.
cheap, very cheap as well.
It's not expensive at all. Very cost effective. Imagine 89 pesos for
Right.
a shawarma that's as good as 2. For 2.
The chicken shawarma is 79 only.
Right, so 79, 10 pesos less, right? And so you get kind of like 2 servings of the shawarma. And so you guys, if you want to get them, again, the number to text or call is 0922-476-3661. So, Miss Jeremy, you mentioned to me that you were running a promo for the month.
Yes, buy 2, take 1 free for all food items. So,
Yeah.
not
So
only
you just have to
shawarma.
buy 2.
Like buy
Of the
2
same thing.
the same
Okay.
thing, and then you get free.
Alright. And
Oh my gosh, so parang siyang 35% or 30% off if you think about it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to make libre, you pay 1. So it's you and then the person you're gonna libre, and then there's another person who can get it for free.
Right.
Say all you have to do is buy 2.
Parang barkada meal or something.
Yeah, right. So buy 2, get 1 of the same item.
What are your
for
usual customers?
It's
Are
a
there
mix,
students or usual?
Some students, yes, and
Because the price is student friendly.
Yeah.
Diba? Okay, so
we really wanted that because we wanted people to to experience eating the authentic one.
Yeah.
And the main purpose of putting Eastern Hub or the shawarma thing or the Arabic food thing here is, first, I've not seen anywhere close to anywhere close to authentic here, so we wanted to put that kind of cuisine. And second, or the main part, is just to change the mindset of the people that this is the authentic one.
Yeah.
Okay, so we wanted everybody to try the most the authentic shawarma. Okay, so Eastern Hub is your one-way ticket to the Middle East.
Yes, and you
So-
don't have to even spend a lot of money. And
Mhm.
if you guys want to visit their restaurant, it really gives you the feel of the Mediterranean kind of
Yeah.
thing. So we took a picture earlier at their store. So more to make the travel somewhere else.
wow.
Because their murals are really amazing. So parang, it's kind of like a 3D effect, like you're actually there. Yeah, so it's amazing. So you guys should check it out. Again, it's at Guadalajara Street, or corner Guadalajara Street across Pante Manila Bake Shop, and again that's Eastern Hub Restaurant. And you
Wow.
mentioned to me of Era that there's this shawarma way of being like serving here in the Philippines, right? Parang raw meat, and then they make patong and patong all together. Is that like how it's supposed to be done?
Well, in the Middle East, because that's what they used. I mean, there's the huge volume of people buying, so they
Yes.
had that kind of like standing and spinning,
Rotating, yeah. So,
So
parang
it's
yung
fresh.
dako na murag puros meat, and then they slice it on the sides.
Right.
Yeah.
So here we cannot do that because we wanted to, serve people with the fresh one.
Yeah.
So as the slogan of Eastern Hub says, stay healthy, eat fresh. So we're serving people fresh food and something like that. So
Yes.
we cannot afford, putting those kind of stuff, and then it will not be sold out because like people they are hesitant to probably try.
Yeah.
I mean, what is Eastern Hub, or probably they're thinking like Eastern Hub is like a computer shop or
Yes.
something. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Because of the hub
Yeah,
word.
because
Yeah.
of the hub, but it's actually like the hub. Like we are inviting everybody to, come to the place, like doing some meetings. And it's like you are in the Middle East. Something like a feel. But you don't have to, spend
Spend a
for
lot of
ticket
money,
and,
right?
So because people here in Cebu they wanted to like experience new things and that. So for 2 years now we have been like into transitions of like changing the look of the place from one to the other, and then different activities. Like previously we do have live bands
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So there's a lot of changes, but now I think we made it feel like you're really in the Middle East.
Yeah.
So that's the changes.
Yeah.
Plus,
How do you find the balance between, putting up a place that's really nice, have nice ambiance, getting a live band, and then cooking really good food? Like for example, like people would go to your place, like it's just a shack, pero like the food is really good. That's why there's a queue, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a place na Instagrammable, and the
Mhm.
people go there, but the food sucks. And
yeah.
how do you find that
Balance.
balance for you?
I think for Eastern Hub they already have like 1 foot in because their food is really amazing. I think for the past 2 years they have been really experimenting and transitioning
Yeah,
like what you
there's
said.
a lot of things going on with Eastern Hub. Like you will get a lot of surprises from time to time. Like one day we will see this, and the next time we won't. And there's a lot of changes really in the store. Before we had an open kitchen, like you can like
See,
it,
yeah.
how they're doing inside the kitchen and stuff like that. And then after that we closed it and we renovated it and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we feel that because Eastern Hub doesn't have AC at all, so people just, it's open because we wanted to invite people. Like it doesn't look like classy or
Intimidating,
something. Like I don't want to go there because maybe it's expensive or something. But the main purpose of Eastern Hub is to really attract and drive people to come in and just at least see the menu and check the prices and check the food that we have.
Yeah.
Because I think Filipino, we have this kind of habit, like if you don't know the food, you will not try to eat it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we
Yeah,
wanted,
you know what?
I mean,
Yeah.
we have that kind of habit, like I don't know what's the name of the food.
Yes.
You
And
cannot
don't
pronounce
know,
it,
Yeah,
no.
you
Yeah.
don't know the food, even if
I
it's
think-
just like
Yes.
a sugary coated or something
Like
kind
they
of
wala
food.
na kay ba or whatever. Yeah. You know
They
what?
don't want to try it, but for us, we wanted to at least come inside and check. Ask everything about it, and it's not that expensive or something. So
Yeah.
transition. It's probably the reason why we don't put AC at all or something. Some people are, complaining why it's hot, but we wanted to be like parang
welcoming
masa
kind
or
of, yes,
something.
yeah.
It's good for all, like from kids to
Adults,
whatever.
right?
You know, so just to look, because Guadalupe, like the people, like they're really hesitant,
Yeah.
and most of our customers are not from there. Like we had customers from Inglanilla, from Compostela, from Consolacion, from anywhere, but not in in the Guadalupe.
Yeah. Right. And I think
So
because
they're kind of shy, or probably just ask or something.
yeah. And I think in general I've noticed that when I got here in Cebu, like people are so aware of what they want and they want to
Yes.
stick to what they want. And I think it's about time to kind of like welcome new things
Explore.
and explore,
Yes.
especially what you Miss Jeremy is sharing here, that the shawarma we thought was the real one apparently is not the real thing. And so if you want to
Yeah.
check out the real thing and have a feel and a taste of it like OJ here did, you want to check it out. Eastern Hub restaurant, and they have two restaurants for now. It's at Guadalajara Street and also at Yellow Cube Food Hub. And if you want to learn more about that, please stay tuned because we're going to talk more about this. But for right now, I'm going to play you a track by Taylor Swift. It's Lover, and it's 7:30 on the Monster Clock. This time check and song is brought to you by Samsung Galaxy. Merry your Christmas gifts. So here it is for all of you guys. It's Taylor Swift with Lover. Only here on Cebu's Hottest, Monster Radio.
BT 105.9.
Friend from a total stranger from somewhere else. And you kind of learn from their culture, her country. And I have not been to the Netherlands, right? So, and he's also from, her parents are Turkish. And so there's a lot of things that I learned from her. So when we were in El Nido, we were staying at a hostel. She was traveling alone and she was supposed to go to Palawan. And so since there was like a strong typhoon happening, I was like, you know what, why don't you just fly with us back in Cebu? And so she was like, I don't have any place there. Are you already booked in Palawan? I was like, stay with us. Right? And so you know how it is, simple concept. Share your home with a friend. And so she was here, and because of that I kind of like really understood why she loved hummus. So she introduced me to it, to falafel, and she's vegetarian, partly pescatarian sometimes, parang panapanahon. So when we were cooking for her the meal that we usually serve our guests, like parang buttered garlic shrimps and all of that, she was so in awe na parang Filipinos, we serve a lot of food, right? For her,
Being hospitable, yes.
yes.
Hospitality.
And I think it's very normal to us na parang we have two kind of ulam or three kind of ulam with rice. For her, she was just okay with hummus, with falafel, and these are like not big food, right? And not like the ones that we serve na nasa big plates or whatever. So I think if you want to try to be healthy and, you know, eat something that's different, Eastern Hub is the place to be, because your tagline is eat healthy. What's that?
Stay healthy, eat fresh.
Stay healthy, eat fresh. I think she's saying it to you, OG. But you tried to lose weight before, right?
Still trying to. Still trying.
I
Been
know
trying
ba?
for 3 years.
At least you're trying.
It's discipline, you know. You just have to.
I know, me too. We're kind of like in uniform, OJ and I. We're wearing
Denim.
yeah, denim, but there's no mem or whatever. You know, it kind of just kind of did it. But yeah, today we have here Miss Jeremy Alnajam, and she's the owner of Eastern Hub Restaurant. And it's so amazing to me that I think shawarmas in Cebu or in the Philippines has been here for like years and years.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, decades.
And I didn't even know that it was not like the right kind of shawarma. Like, diba? Like, for me siguro, if I have not met you, if I go to Dubai and try an actual shawarma or wherever it is, UAE country or an Arab country, I'll be really surprised and maybe ignorant. Na parang, I'd order, can I have a shawarma? And then they serve me something so different.
Right.
Right? Kasi all the while, I thought the shawarma that I know is the right shawarma. And that's what I was trying to share to you guys about yesterday, because we were talking to our friends from Monsters the Musical, right? And their musical is about being brave,
Right.
trying to let everyone or spark a question about being a lesbian, being gay, or whatever it is. And then sometimes you just have to be brave enough to kind of like challenge what we think is right. Because sometimes the right thing that we think is right is actually the wrong thing.
Wrong.
It's just that we're not brave enough to ask a question. And I think for you, introducing this kind of food can be a challenge, but then it's becoming a mission for me, di ba? Na parang, it has to be introduced because it's the right way to do it.
Right.
You know, the shawarma that you guys know.
We had the release last time, a shawarma on a mission from
Yeah.
Sunstar. I don't know if you were able to read it.
Di
But they
ba?
call it like shawarma on a mission.
Mission.
really.
Yes.
Because we wanted to convey people that
this is
it, and
the,
then this is
authentic
right one.
ones.
Yeah, and so for you, OJ, since
Right.
you have obviously you've tasted shawarma that we know of, and the shawarma of Eastern Hub, what's the main kind of difference you felt or you experienced?
Again, still go back with the sauce. Very sauce dependent. The local shawarmas here in Cebu, all throughout, different brands of shawarma that I've tried, like spicy or not, like
Yeah.
cheese
And-
with cheese
yeah,
or something
right.
like that, right?
And it's now becoming like a hamburger kind of thing,
Right,
diba?
right,
Parang
right.
cheese shawarma,
Right.
and then with tomatoes,
Right,
onions,
right.
and what's
So-
that, the green of cucumber. But then apparently, according to Miss Jeremy, it's not just that is supposed to be a part of the shawarma. Like
Right.
in
Like
the
the
Arab countries, ma'am.
spices you mentioned
Yeah.
about.
Yeah,
The
okay.
spices
How
that you
many
have to
ingredients
export,
really does a shawarma have to have?
The process itself, I mean, you know, what's being placed during the marination, there's a lot, like more than 10 to 15 probably, including some spices, Arabic
Mm.
spices. Yeah, it's not just only salt and pepper.
But there's this, like, cooking and running a restaurant business, a food business, is totally different thing, right?
Different, yeah.
How would you expound on that? Like, for example, if one of our listeners or some of our listeners love cooking and they want to now go into a restaurant business, what are your advice for them?
It's actually like a complicated thing, because it could be like you're good in cooking, but you don't know how to manage. But for us, it's like, you know, it's a perfect like balance, because my husband's doing the cooking or the preparation in the kitchen, and I'm doing the operation.
Alright.
So, there
find the
has
right partner.
to, yeah, it's a perfect match.
Right.
So yeah, it should be like something that if in case there is somebody who is into cooking at the same time, probably knows how to manage, could be the good one. But it's kind of like tiring job, you know.
Yeah.
You will be exhausted the whole day, like you will be cooking at the same time running, and it's really impossible to do, you know, cooking at the same time, and then there's customer coming in and you have to go and manage things,
Right.
even though that you have staffs and stuff like that. But it's really a tiring job.
Yeah.
It's not easy. You have to have a perfect like platform, or how you're going to manage things out.
Yes, yes. I have a question for you, ma'am, because obviously you were employed and your husband was employed for a really long time. What kind of adjustments do you have to prepare yourself with when it comes of income, in terms of income? Like, for example, syempre when you were working, and nonetheless it was abroad, so you were earning maybe a foreign currency, and so how's that transition? Is it true na parang when you're starting a business, you will have to go through parang gutom stage? Because I think that's what people are scared of, diba? Kasi parang, now I'm so comfortable, I live comfortably, I have my own condo. I mean, people would say this, like, so I can go eat anywhere or whatever, so I wanna continue earning that. But then again, in my head, I wanna be a business owner too. Like what you said earlier, I think a lot of people would share the same feeling about, why would I have to work for someone when I can work for myself and my own business, right? So, is that true na parang the transition from being employed to being a business person has to go through parang a dip in income or something like that?
Yeah.
So, may ganon,
I mean, doing business, it's really not an easy
Sacrifices
task or
that you need to
something.
make.
You have to undergo a lot of sacrifices. I mean, if you have seen like all the successful, you know,
Entrepreneurs, yeah.
entrepreneurs and all that, they don't start big. They started small. Like
Yes.
probably their history is like they were squatters, they were poor, and they were like that. I'm just a typical person. Like when I was in high school, I longed, or I dream of having my own restaurant in the future.
Yeah.
Okay, but by means of like faith and probably some prayers, okay, we had to sacrifice a lot. Like probably wanting to buy something, and you cannot, first because you have kids and you have to prioritize
Yes.
the kids. You have the you know, the schools, tuitions and everything,
Yeah.
and then you have to, you know, doing the business wherein you have to buy equipment, you have to look for a place.
Yeah.
It was really hard. Like you have to go here and there, and you don't know where to leave your kids to.
How long
You
was
have
that
to-
transition? How long did you have to take that for?
It was like probably looking for a place like probably about 3 to 4 months. Okay, before deciding.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to wait for that specific place where we are in right now
Yeah.
until the previous tenants go out, and looking for suppliers for your equipment,
Yeah.
asking somebody to make for you like a special thing,
Yeah.
to use for your equipment, getting suppliers
Right.
to provide you with the ingredients that you will be using, a lot. I mean, it took us, and the plus there is renovation,
Yeah.
construction, and that, and probably we were able to manage it within those time. And multitasking talaga yung kaming dalawa, like he was there, I was here. Okay, we have to do this and have to do that, and then okay, I have to come now and let's start this and let's do this and that. So it was like running, including the renovation, probably 5 to 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Then
what I
trying
like
to,
about
we started also selling at home pa, like
Yes.
just to introduce it.
yeah.
Like I was flying schools.
Yeah, and that's what I like about you, Miss Jeremy, because you're very persistent too. Like,
Yeah.
and you know the goal is clear to your head that you want to be successful in this. This may be a mission that I have to go to war for, but you know what? At the end of the day, if you're doing something that you know is genuine, I think everything will fall into place.
Right.
I mean, it can be tough in the first few years of it, but then once you get the hang of everything, I mean, it can go smoothly. I mean,
Right.
obviously, there are things that need to be learned. Like even for you, you mentioned earlier the venue and the things, the disconnect, and maybe the community or whatever. But all these things come into play when you're starting a business,
Mhm.
right? But that should not disheart you from trying to achieve your goal. As long as you're clear, you've set a clear goal, a smart goal, and I think slowly you'll get there. And then you learn from all the things that you've gone through, and then that kind of equips you with what it is. Like for example, for OJ here, diba, you were an architect, you're even saying, I don't know what to do with my life. Diba, ganon.
Right.
Diba? And it doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
your failures are just
Takes time.
all the failures that you would be able to encounter, just one step closer to that success, right? And whatever that success is, it's personal to you. Whatever it's your definition of that.
Yeah.
Would that be monetary rewards or more time with your family or the freedom? So it really is up to you. I mean, we have like societal na
Yeah.
you have to be board passer, you have to be a professional. That's the
Yeah.
usual case. But right now, I think with the advent of the internet, and there's a lot of the barrier to entry is so low
Yeah.
that you can put and shout out to the world whatever it is that you're into.
Yeah.
And then like there's a lot of emerging technologies out there that are there for the taking, and entrepreneurs like us, and then those budding aspiring entrepreneurs na right now, like entrepreneurship is cool, right? Before, what's cool is like you get into a multinational company.
Yeah. Like
That's-
parang akong anak,
Oh.
ang mga pangan sa akong mga anak, mga engineer,
Right.
mga diba, sa portahan, sa mga probinsya na ang akong anak engineer, ang akong
Oh.
anak doktor, ana. I think time had evolved and it
Right.
is still evolving, and no one's stopping you now from being successful. It's just really yourself that can be like your own, what do you call it? Parang magharang or
Yeah.
alis sa imong success. And so you just have to overcome that and then have a clear goal.
Right. And
Right.
you define what success is to you. It's personal. Whatever that success is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like it that you guys are talking about this. That's why here on Around Town we try to feature different people, because that's exactly what we get. It becomes aspirational. It gives us some lessons that they've learned doing the business, and maybe some lessons that we can try to adapt for ourselves. But we want to thank you, Miss Jeremy, for
Thank you for
being here and sharing your wisdom, your talent, your restaurant to us.
thank you.
And also OJ,
Yep.
thank you very much. I'm gonna see you again tomorrow. But
Thanks, Carly.
Miss Jeremy, again, Their restaurant is called Eastern Hub Restaurant. It's at the corner of Guadalajara Street across Pan de Manila Bake Shop, Guadalupe.